Your only objective as a gay man is to get so sexy, as masculinity and femininity are umbrella terms that mean jack shit to be a traditional man. That's stupid as well. Can women throw a spear as far and as hard as a man? No. Something that also means jack shit is straight passing. Like all these fucking gay terms. Now there's this weird misconception that being gay turns you feminine. And I understand why it's there, but at the same time, it makes no sense. Like, a lot of the gay guys that you may notice out there can be a little bit more feminine. So people really much connect the two. But when you actually sit down and analyze what femininity and masculinity are, the whole thing just starts falling apart. Because then you discover that femininity and masculinity are not real. And I'm going to fucking prove it. Femininity, masculinity. I asked some people, and I wanted to hear what they thought the masculinity and femininity is. So I'm going to write their answers on this fucking whiteboard. And now, these things are the things that people said, this is feminine, this is masculine. So for example, being very emotional, that's feminine. Emotional control, that's masculine. High voice, deep voice. One is submissive, another one is dominant. This is where things, do not make sense. Because I have met plenty of feminine guys, feminine people who are very disagreeable. For example, we can say a father is meant to provide and protect for his children. Well, that can be right, but that does not exclude the mother from also being able to provide and protect for her children. We have all heard those fucking crazy stories about mothers lifting cars where she wanted to protect her children. So a mother protect and provide for her children just as much as the father. So like, you cannot say that that is feminine or masculine because both sexes do it. One has emotional control. I have seen many of fucking masculine looking guys with muscles and stuff like that who gets angry all of the time. Who's just angry all the time. And is that emotional control? Man, it isn't. Another one is these fucking traits. So one loves fashion, another one loves cars and sports. But then again, you can't say that a hobby is masculine or is feminine. There's plenty of very feminine UFC fighters who are women. So then again, it doesn't make sense. Because these fucking traits, these masculinity and femininity, they describe very much human traits. And then you can say, yeah, well, but masculinity, that is what the general theme of men are more masculine than feminine. But I would disagree. Because if these traits are masculine, but women also have these traits just as much as men, well, then you can't say sex is masculine or feminine. It just is. This conception, and I think it's stupid, masculinity and femininity, it's stupid. This conception, masculinity and femininity, wasn't here 15 years ago. If you look at the fucking Google Trends, you can see that masculinity and femininity was not talked about 15 years ago. Not in the fucking way it is today. It's kind of weird because these terms, they help you nothing in life. They don't help you with anything in life. They only confuse you. Because how is a feminine person supposed to act? Well, there isn't an answer to that. Because these things here, well, they can be very feminine. And masculinity, these traits here, well, they can be very masculine. Doesn't make sense. Furthermore, a thing that totally doesn't make fucking sense is if you then say that these terms that doesn't make sense and aren't right and only are here to confuse people and were never talked about 15 years ago, these traits, they dictate sexuality. Well, that doesn't fucking make sense. Because sexuality has nothing to do with femininity or masculinity. It has nothing to do with sexuality. And we can take this too. Like, are there people who are very masculine, as if it was real, who are gay? Well, yeah. Are there people who are very feminine, who are gay? Yeah. So it doesn't make sense. Also, the people who believe in the notion that gay men are feminine, well, they have never looked at the dating app before. If you go to Tinder, right, and you start swiping, you see completely normal fucking looking men. And I know the mainstream LGBTQ media gender thing, I know that portrays gay men as very feminine and blue hair and that fucking high voice and the hand gestures. Oh my god, that sort of thing. But you gotta realize that the things that go viral are the extremities. So it's very much a curated reality that you're seeing when you're looking at the mainstream LGBTQ. And I would say that the mainstream LGBTQ, they add up for maybe 0.5% of all gay people. 0.5% of all gay people are very feminine, are very, that sort of extremity. And then we can say, yeah, but on general, gay people are a little bit different from straight people. I would not agree with that totally, but I would agree with gay people are on average living their lives more authentic to who they are, and they don't have a social pressure to conform to a certain narrative on how they're supposed to be. I mean, if you are gay and you have come out of the closet, and if you have stood on your own, and if you have been independent, and if you know yourself because you've been through so much fucking bullshit, well, yeah, then you know yourself so much that you have developed a personality, that you know have some spice to your personality, and aren't just a herd animal that's stuck in the ways of whatever is trending on the internet, right? Then you are yourself. The stereotype that you see online with the high pitched voice and the mannerisms and everything like that, it's false. It's a very very curated reality. This isn't how normal gay people are. And as I said before, take your fucking Tinder app, start swiping through the men. They're all fucking normal. And in reality, right, every single man is a little bit feminine and every single woman is a little bit masculine. It's not a question of whether you are feminine or you are masculine. It's a question of how masculine are you and how feminine are you. And if we take personality tests of men and women, in truth, it deviates around 5-10%. Something around that. Men and women's brain aren't that different. They're very, very similar. The only difference that there can be between men and women are the biological. And the biological can of course come shown in different ways. If you are a man who is 120 kilograms, 2 meters in length, you can afford to be more disagreeable with people because you have the physical wherewithal to handle a situation if it should occur in a physical alteration. Whereas if you are a woman who is 60 kilograms, well, then you may have to inform a little bit more, right? Then you may have to be a little bit more agreeable. But that doesn't mean that there's a difference. A 60-kilogram man, well, he would conform just as much because he do not have that physical wherewithal to voice his opinion. And if it should end in a physical altercation, then the 120-kilogram man can handle himself. People who weigh 60 kilograms can't. You get my point. And then we can say again, yeah, but if masculinity is very much about strength and stuff like that, then vulnerability should be under masculinity. Because if you're vulnerable, you can build alliances with people and you can build really good relationships that's going to help you in the future, and that's a strength. The lone wolf is going to fucking die. Doesn't matter how strong that lone wolf is. The lone wolf will not be stronger than 20 other wolves. So vulnerability is very much a strength, but it's just kind of like we can't place these fucking terms into two categories. People, they build an identity around these categories when in reality they are both. And when in reality these two terms are just umbrella terms that forces you into a category that is not true, that is not real, because the categories only describe basic human behavior. And basic human behavior is in all fucking humans, and you can't fucking put that into categories that and say that if you're a man, you should be masculine and you should only have these human traits, and you should never have these human traits because that's a feminine and that's for the women. It doesn't fucking make sense. It's stupid. Another thing is tradition. To be a traditional man, that's stupid as well. Because when we take a look at tradition is the things and behaviors and things we've celebrated over a given period of past time. And if we say that, yeah, women, they should be in the kitchen and they should take care of the children and they should, do that stuff while the man is out on 12-hour shift working. Well, yeah, that has been something that humans have done in what, 100, 200 years? Humans have been around for, fucking hundreds of thousands of years. The tradition, if we take what people have done in the past given sense of time, then the tradition would be, well, what were the hunter-gatherers doing? Because the hunter-gatherers existed and we evolved from that evolution for much more than fucking 200 years. That's hundreds of thousands of years. So that would be tradition. What we did then, that would be the tradition. Traditionally, a man should do this and a woman should do that. It doesn't fucking make sense. Do you not think that 100,000 years ago, when people went hunting, that women couldn't fucking throw a spear? That women couldn't fucking shoot a bow? Of course women could do that. And what would be better? To have 100 fucking people out hunting? Or just to have 10 men? Of course, it would be to have as many people who can hunt to hunt. It's not because women has ever been fucking sat at home with the babies all day. I mean, yeah, they have done that too. And the men have done that too. But as many fucking people you could have out hunting, who you could have out setting up traps. Like, you would do that. Doesn't matter what fucking gender they are. Women can throw a spear. Well, in the extremities, can women throw a spear as far and as hard as a man? No. But you don't need to have that extremity in order to take down a fucking gazelle. You don't. A lot of these things are things that people say in order to control your mind, to control your behavior, because they want to have you act in accordance with something that they can predict. But it's not true. Masculinity and femininity are umbrella terms that mean jack shit. Don't believe it. Something that also means jack shit is straight passing. Like all these fucking gay terms. What does it mean to be straight passing? Well, it means straight people won't know that you are gay. As if you can see a fucking erotic desire. If you are gay, you are a man who is erotically attracted to other men. Erotically attracted, that's sexual and romantic. If you are straight passing, straight people do not know that you are a man who is erotically attracted to other men, but nobody do. You cannot see if a person likes strawberry cake or likes chocolate cake. You cannot see if a person likes men or likes women because it's a desire. You cannot see a desire. It's stupid. It's stupidity. Femininity is not real. Masculinity is not real. Straight passing makes no sense because if you are not straight passing, normally you would be much more feminine. But if we take Jordan Peterson, for example, he's a little bit more feminine too, described by himself. Well, he has a fucking wife. You cannot say that he is gay because he is feminine. No, it's stupid. So straight passing makes no sense because a man who is feminine is not necessarily gay. Another fucking thing is gaydar. A gaydar makes no fucking sense. Again, you cannot see if a person is erotically attracted to other men. You cannot see sexuality. Sexuality is not visible. So when people say, well, he must be gay because I can sense it. What? No! Gay, you cannot fucking see desire. You cannot see if a person is gay or not. Of course, if he looks at you with some eyes, if he stares at you, if he, I don't know, fucking bite his lips or look at you in that fucking triangle, well, maybe then you can say, alright, there's an added chance of this guy being gay because he's fucking shaking me out and I'm shaking him out too, and he just did this and just kissed me. Well, then, yeah, maybe you can fucking say that he's gay. But otherwise, you cannot fucking say that he's gay because you cannot see desire. It's stupidity. All of these terms, stupidity. And you should not use them because they only confuse you more. So stop using them. Also, another thing is that when people make this their identity and say, I am feminine, I think it's very much just a cover-up for them being lazy. Let's say that you are a man who is feminine. That doesn't mean that you cannot hit the gym. It doesn't mean that you cannot be strong. It doesn't mean that you cannot live the life you want. It does not mean you have to have a victim mentality. It does not mean any of that. I think people are hiding behind that identity. I am feminine, so I don't have to go to the gym because that's not what feminine men do. I don't have to do anything. I can just be vulnerable. I am just, good enough. Like, nah, that's just an excuse for having no wherewithal, for having no capabilities, for having no strength, for having no drive, dedication, motivation. It's a cover-up. And it's stupid. And also, I think there's a cover-up on the masculine side as well. That, well, I am masculine, therefore I am a dick to everyone else because I'm not feminine. But that doesn't make sense. Like, all of these fucking things, it doesn't make sense. They only confuse you more. Don't use them. Stop using them. You are not masculine, you're not feminine. Pack it up. Get the fucking out of your language. I don't use these terms. Neither straight passing or gaydar. I don't use those terms because they don't fucking make sense. They're stupid. It's stupid. Stupidity doesn't fucking make sense. It's hurting you. Don't use them. As a gay man, your only concern is not to be feminine or masculine because, of course, you cannot control how you look. You cannot control your fucking bone mass. Some people can have a certain type of body and other people can't. Your only objective as a gay man is to get so sexy as possible that you can, that everyone wants to be with you, and you're letting no one hit because you're waiting for that one guy we're going to spend your life with. That should be your main and primary concern as a gay man. Not if you're fucking masculine, or if you're feminine, or if you're bullshit. Stop using them. With that being said, go out, be gay, be great, be unmasked. I will see you inside of the next one.